Whoa, 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 where am I? Why is it so dark? Anyone out there? Hello? Hello? Anyone out there? Hello?
It's time.
What?
It's time.
I'm sorry. Time for what exactly?
Your prediction.
No, not that. No, please, no, I can't.
Your prediction.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. A bunch of 12-year-olds told me on the internet that I was wrong. I can't do that. I can't go through that madness again. Please. Anything but that.
It's time.
Whoa. That's hot.
Ah!
Oh, that's hot. Oh. What do we got? Is that a treadmill over there? Hello? Scary voice? Are you out there somewhere? Anyone over there? No? I'll go over there? How about over there? No? There's a person over here. Am I supposed to talk to that person? Great. Alone again. That's great. Well, hi. I guess I'm going to be doing some predictions now. So, well, how's it going? This is my third annual predictions time. I have no idea how I got here, but you got this awesome backdrop here with all these beautiful cars, I might add. And oh, good. I guess someone left me some notes, so I have to remind myself what my predictions are, if they even are mine. I think, yeah, it looks like mine. I don't remember writing them though. Okay, you know what? Let's just get into this. So, this is my 2019 NASCAR predictions.
It's time.
It's time for Griffdawg's prediction.
Alrighty then. Alright, so I'm not going to do any lickety-split. I'm not going to get too in-depth into this. Let's just get right to the predictions, and I hope I'm not wrong. Alright, so prediction number one, we're going to do our winners at Daytona. I don't know when this video is going to be uploaded, but all I know is I'm recording this on February 13th. So hopefully I'm right with these predictions, and hopefully I can get this out before the Daytona races begin. So, to start things off, the winners at Daytona. In the Truck Series, I have Brett Moffitt. I had Brett Moffitt win last year. He crashed, but Brett is a lot better this now as opposed to last year. I mean, he has a championship now underneath his belt. So, Brett Moffitt is going to win with GMS in the 24 truck. On the Xfinity side, I have Chase Elliott. If you guys didn't know already, Chase Elliott is driving the number 8 JR Motorsports car, and so he will be the first Cup driver to win in the Xfinity Series. And then finally on the Cup side, I have YRB Ryan Blaney winning the Daytona 500. The Penske cars looked good in the Clash, and I think they'll continue that dominance in the Daytona 500, and Ryan Blaney is going to get the job done. One thing I want to continue on with prediction number one is I predicted who the winners are. I'm going to go ahead and predict who's going to finish last in each race. So, in the truck side, I have Jennifer Jo Cobb. She's going to finish 32nd, and I'm going to predict that she crashes.
Whoa!
She's going to have a hard crash in the back straightaway, nothing too severe, and I don't think she's going to flip, but Jennifer Jo Cobb is going to have a heavy crash, heavy enough for her to be out of the race. And so because of that, she'll finish 32nd. On the Xfinity side, I said Garrett Smithley, and the reason why he will finish 38th is because, same thing with Jennifer Jo Cobb, he'll be part of a crash early. Don't think it'll be a big crash, but it'll be enough for Garrett Smithley to be out of the race. And then finally, in the Daytona 500, I'm going to say Landon Castle in the 00 car is going to finish 40th in the field, and it'll be a mechanical issue. It will not be because of a crash, but I do predict Landon Castle will finish in 40th in the Daytona 500. Alright, so let's talk about prediction number 2, which is flips. So first off, for the trucks, I say one flip. It's only going to happen once in the 2019 season. There weren't any in 2018, and I think there will be one. Where? I would say Daytona. I know there was not one in 2018. I think it'll happen in 2019. Not in a big crash like Matt Crafton in 2017, but a truck is going to go up and over. On the Xfinity side, I'm going to say 0. I think the cars have gotten safe enough, and so because of that, no one is going to flip. And then on the Cup side, I'm going to say 2, and that's just because of the new aerodynamic package. They're going to be so much more closer together, and I think more wrecks are going to come because of it. And in those wrecks, 2 are going to flip. Where are they going to flip? I'm going to go ahead and predict the Daytona 500. We'll see a flip. And then I'm going to say Las Vegas. Probably not the first Las Vegas, but I would say the second Las Vegas because it is the playoff opener. And we saw how chaotic it was last year. So this year in the fall, we're going to have a flip happen. Prediction number 3 is going to be our first career winner. The way I'm going to go about this is I'm going to predict one winner, and then I'm going to go ahead and predict a second winner. So, to start things off, on the truck side, I predict that Sheldon Creed will get his first career win. Don't know where, and I'm not going to predict that, but I think Sheldon Creed will find some success in the truck series, especially that he's driving for GMS Racing. Plus, you also got to consider that that team is downsized from last year, because I think off the top of my head, only Sheldon Creed and Brett Moffitt are driving for the team, and that is definitely a downsize from last year where there was, I believe, 4 truck teams. So Sheldon Creed will find success and he'll get his first career win, as well as Todd Gilliland. Todd Gilliland will also get his first career win. I know he got so close this last year, but he'll be like Casey Kane, where he had a bunch of close finishes, but then the following year, he will finally get through and he will get his first career win. On the Xfinity side, the one driver I know for sure will get his first career win is Noah Gragson. He is in excellent equipment in the number 9 JR Motorsports Chevrolet. He's in good company, and thus because of that, I predict that he'll get his first career win. I also predict that Ryan Sieg will break through and he will get his first career win as well. I predict it will be at a super speedway. It will not be at Daytona because Chase Elliott is going to win that. But I could actually say the second Daytona, Ryan Sieg will pull through, get through all the wreckage, and he will get his first career win in the Xfinity Series. And then on the Cup side, I'm being a little... what's the term? I'm definitely losing words, but... I don't know. But I do predict that William Byron will get his first win in 2019. And yes, yeah, you got the pull for the Daytona 500. I know that's not really a big sign. But the kid has learned a lot. And William Byron is going to prove to us that he's no fluke, and he will get his first career win, as well as Bubba Wallace. The reason why I predict Bubba Wallace is because of the aerodynamic package that we have this year. Cars are going to be closer together, Bubba is going to have more of a fighting chance, and I have a feeling with this new package that it's going to be more driver-based versus mechanics-based, and so even though Richard Petty, we'll just say, isn't necessarily at top performance, Bubba is going to drive the snot out of one of the cars in one of the races, and he will be ending up as the winner. If I would predict which race he will win, I could see it being either Atlanta or Michigan. Because remember, he won at Michigan in 2017. That's right. So I think Bubba Wallace will get his first career win, and I'll enjoy it because, I mean, heck, I'm wearing this shirt right now. And, of course, shout out to Darian Gilliam, aka Black Lives Matter, who wore this same exact shirt in the 2018 Summer Showdown video.
What's going on, everyone? This is Darian Gilliam, aka Black Lives Matter.
Prediction number 4 is going to be drivers that are not going to win this year, but did win in 2018. So, in the truck series, the driver that I have that's not going to get the job done is Ben Rhodes. As you remember, Ben Rhodes won at Kentucky last year, And even though he's still with Florisport and with a different number, again, Ben Rhodes is not going to get the job done, and I hate doing that. I say and all the time, and there is no and. But anyway, Ben Rhodes is not going to win this year. On the Xfinity side, who did I say? On the Xfinity side, I predict that Chase Briscoe will not win this year. I know he had his excellent win at the Roval last year, but I predict that is going to be a fluke. I predict that Chase Briscoe is going to get close. He'll be like the Daniel Hemrick of last year, and he'll get close, but he is not going to find success this year. And then on the Cup side, I know that some people are going to be upset with me with this prediction, but hear me out. I predict that Martin Truex Jr. will not win a race in 2019. But Griff, he is with Joe Gibbs Racing. He is a champion. It's like the perfect combo. It's like Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I know my basketball. But the reason why I don't think it'll work is because of the chemistry. Sure, Martin Truex and Cole Pearn are together, but I just don't think there's much of a relationship going on there, and it just feels so manufactured. Could he win a race? Possibly, but as I just said, I don't predict so. I think the other teammates will find some success, but not Martin. Because if you're going to consider it, Martin was in the same equipment as Daniel Suarez. And sure, Suarez barely missed the playoffs, but you also got to consider he was the weak link amongst the Joe Gibbs drivers. So, could I be wrong? Yes, I've been wrong before. But I do have a strong gut feeling that Martin Truex is not going to be as successful this year. So now my part 2 is going to be drivers that will win in their respective series this year, but did not last year. So to start this off, I would say that Matt Crafton will finally find success in 2019, and he'll get back to victory lane after going winless in 2018. On the Xfinity side, I'm kind of short-circuiting this, and I'm going to predict that Chase Elliott is going to find victory lane in the Xfinity Series. Now, I know you're thinking Chase Elliott is a Cup driver, but technically, he did win in the Xfinity Series in 2016, but he has not won since. And so because of that, when he wins at Daytona this Saturday, he could technically be part of that mold. Because otherwise, off the top of my head, and I mean, the comment section will probably blast me for this, but I cannot think of really any drivers that fit that mold that are active drivers that are in the series that I think are good enough to potentially win in the Xfinity Series this year that have won in the past that's not last year. But go ahead, comment section, go ahead. Who are some drivers that you think could potentially win that did not win last year? And then on the Cup side, it's no brainer. I predict that Jimmy Johnson will find victory lane. And it does not mean because of his success at the Clash, or success, if you will. I think down the road, he will have a more straightforward win. Like, he'll have a win that's more not controversial. Yes. So because of that, Jimmy Johnson will find some success this year as opposed to last year. All right, prediction number 5 is going to be another two-parter. The first one is going to be number of overtime finishes. This is something new that I did this year that I've not done last year. But how many overtime finishes are we going to have in each series? On the truck side, I predict we're going to have 8 overtime finishes. I think the series is much more, what's the term? Competitive. And so because of that, we're going to have a bit more excitement, and we're going to have a few more crashes at the end of the race. And so because of that, we're going to see 8 overtime finishes in the truck series. On the Xfinity side, I predict 6. We're going to see 6 overtime finishes. It's also fairly competitive, but I definitely, the way I see it, the Xfinity guys are, I think, a little more, what's the term? Mature, if you will. They've just been around the circuit more often than the truck drivers. and so they'll be a little more coordinated with their racing, and we'll still see some exciting finishes. They're just not necessarily going to be overtime finishes. On the Cup side, however, I predict we're going to see 15 overtime finishes. Now, Griff, that's a lot. You're crazy. I know, I've already established that. The reason why I think we're going to see so many is because of the aerodynamic package. They're going to get very feisty, they're going to get really at it at the end of the race, and so because of that, we're going to see multiple overtime finishes, 15 to be exact. So now, another part along with the finishes is, as you guys know, there's the new rule that a driver could be disqualified if something is wrong with their car. So now the question is, how many cars are going to actually be disqualified throughout the season? Now, I'm not too sure if this rule does apply to trucks and Xfinity Series, but for the sake of the game, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it is for all three series. So with that being said, I'm going to predict that in 2 races, the truck winner will be disqualified. And because of that, their winnings will be scrapped, and second place will move up to first. It'll happen twice in the truck series. I then think it'll happen 3 times in the Xfinity Series. And then finally, I think it's going to happen 5 times in the Cup Series. And the reason why I think that is because everyone's learning. Everyone's learning how far can they go, and in 5 different occasions, the winner will be stripped of his winnings, and second place will move on top. And as a side note, I am a huge fan of this move because now we know who the winner is when the day is done. And I'm so happy about that. Okay, prediction number 6 is going to be drivers coming and going after 2019. I'm going to predict one driver that's going to be coming into the new series, or into the series in 2020. And then I'm going to predict one driver that's going to be out after 2019. On the truck side, I predict that Ryan Vargas is going to be into the truck series. I really hope I say his name right, V-A-R-G-A-S. Ryan Vargas. I'm going to go ahead and say Ryan Vargas, but if you come out and tell me my name is wrong, please go ahead. I'm just a fan. But anyway, Ryan Vargas, he's going to go into the truck series. He has a lot of promise, and I cannot wait to see him race in bigger, better equipment. And again, shout out again to Black Flags Matter for his little spotlight video on Ryan. On the Xfinity side, I said that Todd Gilliland will finally move up to the Xfinity Series full time. And where he's going to go, it's going to go ahead and correlate with my Cup prediction, and that is Christopher Bell. I do predict that Christopher Bell will move up, and he will be in the Cup Series, and Todd Gilliland will replace Christopher Bell's ride in the 20 car. Now as for Christopher Bell, I'm going to go ahead and predict that he is going to replace Denny Hamlin. I don't know if Denny Hamlin and FedEx are going to stay together. I don't know if Denny Hamlin is going to be out of the ride. All I know is that Christopher Bell is going to replace Denny Hamlin in 2020. So now, drivers that are going to be out. I'm, again, just predicting one driver that's going to be out at the end of 2019. And when I mean out, I mean they're not going to have a ride in 2020. That's what this prediction is all about. On the truck side, I said this last year, and I'm actually going to stick with it this year, and I predict that Grant Enfinger is going to be out of a ride after 2019. Now, I am very pleased to see him race, and he did good last year for sure, but I just don't think he's going to be in a ride in 2020. On the Xfinity side, this one's a little controversial, but at the same time, I also got to pick someone. I predict that Jeff Green is going to be done with racing after 2019. I do appreciate him racing, and I really do appreciate the picture that I took with him, but I predict that he's going to be done with racing, he's going to enjoy his family, he's going to enjoy his life, and I think he's going to put racing in the past. And then finally, on the Cup side, now this one seems pretty straightforward, but things can change. I predict that Kurt Busch will be done with racing after 2019. Now, I did say that in 2018, but now he has this 1 year, I was about to say degree, 1 year contract with Ganassi, and thus things change. But I think this 1-year contract is going to stand, and Kurt Busch, I think, is going to be done after 2019. Okay, prediction number 7. This is another one that I did not do last year that I wish I could have done, but I'm going to do it this year. It's going to be the awards. The awards that will be given out at the end of the 2019 season. What awards am I talking about? Well, let's start with the most popular driver. Who do I think will be the most popular driver at the end of 2019? On the truck side, is a little tough just because I don't really know most of the personalities in the truck series. So, I'm going to go ahead and predict that Jordan Anderson is going to be the winner. He had a really huge most popular driver campaign last year, and it got close, I think. But I think Jordan Anderson is going to really kick it up to the next level. A lot of people are going to have a lot of love and respect for him, and that's because of that. He will be the most popular driver in 2019 in the truck series. On the Xfinity side, I'm going to say Noah Gragson. And the simple reason why is because Noah was the most popular driver in the truck series last year, and I think his popularity is going to carry over to this year in the Xfinity series. And then finally, in the Cup Series, I predict that Chase Elliott will be a 2-time most popular driver champion. I could be wrong. Ryan Blaney and Bubba could step up their game, and maybe Kyle Busch could end up getting more fans. Who knows? But I think Chase Elliott will be a 2-time most popular driver champion. Rookie of the Year. I predict that in the Truck Series, Harrison Burton is going to be the Rookie of the Year in the 18 KBM Toyota. On the Xfinity side, I say that Noah Gragson is going to pick up that honor as he'll be the Rookie of the Year in the 9 car. And then on the Cup side, I predict that Daniel Hemrick will be the Cup Series Rookie of the Year in the 8 Richard Childress Racing Chevy. The manufacturer's title, I predict that it's going to be Toyota for the truck side, and the biggest reason why is because of KBM, and with the power of Harrison Burton and Todd Gilliland, that's going to really help move Toyota along. I could see a bit of a challenge from Thor Sport with Johnny Sauter and Matt Crafton, but I can also see a challenge from Chevy with Brett Moffitt and Sheldon Creed, but I think Toyota will get those honors. On the Xfinity side, I'm going to say that Chevy will be the manufacturer's title, and that's just because JRM is in a really good spot this year. Sure, one of the teams has multiple drivers, but everyone seems very competitive this year. And then on the Cup side, I predict that Ford with the new Mustang will be the manufacturer's title in 2019. 2 more. Most poles. The driver who's going to get the most poles, I think, in the Truck Series is going to be Todd Gilliland, who's going to earn 4 poles this year. On the Xfinity side, I predict that Cole Custer will get the most poles with 4. And then finally, the driver with the most poles in the Cup Series, I'm going to go ahead and predict Ryan Blaney will come on top and will win the pole 4 times as well. And then finally, the driver with the most wins. I predict that Brett Moffitt will have the most wins in the Truck Series with 5. I then predict that in the Xfinity Series that Christopher Bell will come back strong and he'll have 6 Xfinity wins. And then finally on the Cup side, I do predict that Kyle Busch will have the most wins with 5. So those are the drivers who I think will have the most wins in 2019. And now let's move on to the final results. Talking about points, talking about playoffs, all that fun stuff. Okay, so the one thing that I did not forget about that I've decided to move to here is the 20th place award. Who do I predict is going to finish 20th in points all across the board? On the truck side, it was Jennifer Jo Cobb last year, and I predict that Jennifer Jo Cobb will take that spot this year. Now, I did see an argument that Myatt Snyder might take that spot because he's running a part-time schedule this year. I think he'll do better than that. I do. And it's just the way how the trucks are now. So I believe Jennifer Jo Cobb will take 20th in points. On the Xfinity side, I predict that Garrett Smithley will finish 20th in points, and he did pretty good last year. I don't think he'll do as good this year. And so because of that, I predict Garrett Smithley will finish 20th. And then finally on the Cup side, I predict that Daniel Hemrick, the Rookie of the Year, will finish in 20th in points. Thus, he will not be in the playoffs. So now let's move on to the playoffs. Who do I have in the playoffs for each of the 3 series? So to start things off, we'll start with the trucks. And just so there's no favoritism or anything like that, I'm going to say who all the drivers are in numerical order. So the 8 trucks that I have racing in the playoffs for 2019 are Sheldon Creed, Todd Gilliland, Johnny Sauter, Harrison Burton, Brett Moffitt, Stuart Friesen, Matt Crafton, and Grant Enfinger. Those are going to be my 8 that are going to be racing in the playoffs in 2019. Now then, on to the Xfinity side. I have Tyler Reddick, the 2018 champion, Ross Chastain, Justin Allgaier, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley, Brandon Jones, Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Sieg, because of his win at Daytona, Chase Briscoe, and Cole Custer. And so yes, Chase Briscoe will be one of the few drivers that will get in based on points, not a win. So those will be my 12 for the Xfinity side. And then finally, on the Cup side, it is as follows. Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, not Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Paul Menard, so not Martin Truex nor Eric Jones, and yes, Paul Menard, Joey Logano, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Jimmy Johnson, and Matt DiBenedetto. No, not Alex Bowman. He will not be in. And yes, I do believe Matt DiBenedetto is going to have a pretty darn good season. Let me just double check. And I also don't believe that Clint Bowyer is going to have much of a good season either. So those are going to be my 16. And the reason why I picked who I picked is because of the aerodynamic package. I strongly believe that this is going to be more of a driver's series where the driver expertise is really going to shine more, and because of that, DiBenedetto, Bubba, and Byron are all going to really show off their stuff and are going to do some good things. I don't know if DiBenedetto is going to win a race, but as I said, he's going to have the best season of his career. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's predict the final 4 for each of the series. So on the truck side, I have Todd Gilliland, Brett Moffitt, Stuart Friesen, and Matt Crafton. Those will be my 4 on the truck side. I think Stuart Friesen will finally get through and will have a shot at the title at Homestead. And Matt Crafton is back. It'll be the first time that Matt Crafton is in the playoff hunt in quite a few years. And I cannot wait to see Matt Crafton come back and shine. On the Xfinity side, I have Justin Allgaier. He'll be back after not making it last year. Noah Gragson, Christopher Bell, and Cole Custer. Those will be the 4 that I have this year. And then finally on the Cup side, I have Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch. Those will be my 4. Joey Logano, I think, will be close, but I don't think he'll come back as a repeat champion. So, but it'll be those 4. So finally, the champion. Who do I have as my champion for each of the 3 series? On the truck side, I predict that Todd Gilliland will get the job done, and he will be the champion in the number 4 KBM Toyota. On the Xfinity side, I have Cole Custer. He will be the first, he'll have his first career championship after Homestead. And the reason why is because he's young and he's going to learn a lot. He learned a lot from last Homestead, and he'll put his knowledge to the test, and he will get the job done this year. And then finally, on the Cup side, I predict that Ryan Blaney will get his first career championship. Even though Joey Logano is not in it, I think Ryan is going to learn a lot from Joey. And I mean, hey, I've been growing out my hair for Ryan. I've been growing out my facial hair for Ryan. It's all for you, Ryan. So, Ryan Blaney, please do not mess this up for me, because I don't want to look like a fool. So there we go. those are my predictions for 2019. So please come back and check this video often to see how right or wrong I am. And also follow me on social media, as on every day I'm going to go ahead and I'll give my prediction for who is going to win every single race as we go throughout the 2019 season. So before we go, I do want to say that I am super excited for this season because of the package, and there's a lot of fierce competition this year, and so I'm looking forward to pretty much every race this year. And finally, I am not going to deal with negativity. I'm just tired of it. It's exhausting to read the bad and, oh, NASCAR is perishing or whatever. Like, no, it's not. Take that negativity, take it out of you, throw it way over there, bury it, burn it, do whatever you can to get rid of it, and just enjoy what we have. NASCAR is improving. NASCAR is listening to its hardcore fans. And that's great. Enjoy it. Have a good time. Don't worry about the politics. Just have a good time. So that is it for my predictions. Can I go now? Hello? Oh, okay. It's going dark. Great. Okay, that's cool. Hello? Hello? Anyone out there? Big Scary Voice Man? Are you there? Hello? Hello? I want to get out of here now. Hello? This isn't funny anymore.